Hello, everybody. Can you guys hear me today? Hello, hello.
Yes. Hi, Patty.
Hi, how's
Yes,
everybody doing?
hi.
Hello, hello, hello. Busy day for Patty. Tomorrow we're in court. Next week we have a lot going on. At the end of this month, just so everybody knows, I believe it's going to be on the 24th. I'll put an advertisement up on Widget's Way probably this week. I'm going to do a live in-person class in Carson at PRC Restoration Company on the 24th. I think it's going to be like at 10 a.m. to 1, and we're going to be serving lunch. So it's free for people to attend. You just need to RSVP. I'll send you guys the details through a Widget's Way email or something of the like. Okay, got a lot of things going on. Got the golf tournament happening with AGLA next week. If you guys are signed up for that, that should be a lot of fun. What else do we have going? We got a lot going on coming at us legislative wise, as far as different places that we're out talking and educating about Prop 33 and Prop 34. Oh, got more people coming in. Hang on. Prop 33 and Prop 34 are going to be top priority on your ballots in November. You guys got to make sure that you're choosing those properly so that we're protecting our assets. I mean, they're trying to repeal Costa-Hawkins. And what that would mean to us is that we wouldn't be able to move back into our own property or sell it if a tenant's in possession. That's not okay. That is extortion, highway robbery. I mean, call it whatever you want, but if you can't control your own investment, that's a huge issue. Okay? If you can't decide if you want to sell or you want to move in, we're losing our rights. I think it has to do with other things, but let's keep my political views out of this, okay? Anyway, very important that we vote no on 33 and yes on 34. Yes on 34 would stop lawmakers. Let me rephrase that. Passing Prop 34 would make lawmakers from now forward stay in their lane. In other words, if you raise money under the precedence of medical, then it has to stay in medical. If you raise it under housing, it has to stay under housing. If you raise it under the precedence of cancer research, it has to stay under the medical field. Okay, so what it does is it makes them stay in their lane. They can't raise money under the medical field and then spend it in rent control. That's what 34 does. And it would stop this shenanigans from happening going forward. Wink, wink. So 34 is very important that we all get no on 34. I've seen a lot of advertisements from opposing sides that seem to paint a pretty picture on voting a way that would harm us, not help us as landlords. And Dan Euchelson has been doing a lot of research on that, a lot of lobbying. We've been doing a lot of educating and going around to make sure that we are fighting for everyone's investment, not just our own, okay? I am trying to fight this with everything I got. I know that you guys may have seen some videos that I made in various places, stopping the various types of things that are going on and getting that going and rocking and rolling and those things coming about. I don't see Val on here. She had something that she was going to talk about. Hang on really quick. Let me try to do something else and then we'll be rocking and rolling, okay?
Thank you notes. Like
send a message. Here we go. Let's get my girl here. See if she's got some updates. And we're starting to see some changes in the housing market. I don't know if you guys are seeing them yet, but I'm starting to see them out there. We're offering move-in incentives, and they're funny move-in incentives. Thank you, Linda. They're funny move-in incentives, but I understand why. We're seeing a lull in vacants in corporate America. Want me to say that again? Why do I say in corporate America first? You guys, they set the standard in this industry. Okay. Corporate America sets market rent, not you, not you. Corporate America tells you what that's going to be. Okay. Corporate America sets the standard. What corporate America is currently offering as a movement incentive is the 6-month rent for free or the 12th month rent for free. Patty, why are they offering free rent? Patty, why are they offering free rent instead of lowering their rent? Probably has to do with rent control. Are we going to see a lot more free rent, discounts for this and discounts for that? Yes. We're not going to see the price of the rent drop first. We're going to see all these other things getting thrown at it first. Then we'll see the rents come down when that doesn't work. Okay? Let me give you an opinion to help you. And I need you to have a very open mind at the moment, because what I'm going to say is make you going to go, wait, what? What, Patty? I want you to think about an advertisement for a car for lease. You get them in the mail. They come all the time. Your local dealership is having a big sale. Okay? Got it? And what it says there on that lease is OAC. It may say, lease this car for $99. OAC in small print. There's a star and it says OAC. Okay? Everybody knows that means on approved credit. And if you look in that advertisement for that little star down at the bottom of the page, it'll tell you in order to qualify for that special, you need a higher FICO score. Oh, wait a minute, Patty. Hold on, I'm following you. Okay, so that's how the car ad works. Now let me spin it for you. Okay? $500 security deposit on approved credit. Why would I offer that? Whoa, Patty, security deposits are a touchy subject right now. We can't even charge double the rent as a security deposit if we're owed more than so many doors. So what's happening to us is ridiculous. Yes, it is ridiculous. It is very ridiculous. Hold on. Wait a minute. If somebody has if my criteria requires a 650 FICO score or higher, okay? That's what my criteria is. And I do a $500 security deposit with that little asterisk that says OAC. OAC, okay? On approved credit. What on approved credit is just that. So now you say $500 security deposit on approved credit. That little asterisk says that they must have a FICO score of 740 or higher. Patty, why would you do that? Play along, okay? Play along. $500 security deposit on approved credit. Oh, you have a 700 FICO score? Unfortunately, you don't meet the 740 requirement for the $500 security deposit. So I can deny you there, but I can still rent to you under the precedence of you pay a full month's rent as a security deposit and the rent amount is this much. Would you like me to put your application over there? You didn't lose the client. You baited somebody in with a higher FICO score, and you're still giving them the opportunity to rent from you, but not at that $500 deposit. Somebody that has a FICO score of 740 or higher doesn't want to mess that up. 9 times out of 10 in my career, every time I've taken a $500 security deposit, I've returned it, with the exception of the tenant telling me, we did everything, but we didn't clean the carpets. That way you can have your guy do it and you know it's done properly. Sorry, you guys, somebody was trying to call me. I sent them to voicemail. Yes, sisters, I'm going to be able to do that for you. No problem. I'm going to send you an email when this is over. Not an issue. Going back to unapproved credit, okay? Somebody that has that FICO score, I've had maybe 20 of these in my career. And don't get me wrong, that's not a lot, but it tells you who qualifies and who doesn't. Out of those 20 that I've had, I would say 18 of them got the full deposit back, and the other 2 had me hire my carpet cleaner. And all I did was charge them the carpet bill. They got their deposit back. With that being said, don't be afraid to offer a smaller security deposit. In a perfect world, with a tenant with a good FICO score that life doesn't happen to, you're going to give that deposit back. It's not your money anyway. So you're helping them with moving in expenses that aren't affecting you or your bottom line. Yes, Patty, what if I have to pay to do an eviction? You're going to have to pay to do an eviction anyway. Yes, that security deposit helps offset that expense, but it's not all of the expense. Let's face it. If we have to jump into a security deposit for something, chances are we're jumping into it for a lot, not a little. Just saying, okay? So don't be fearful of lowering the security deposit amount. It encourages a tenant because it's less money out of their pocket, but at the end of the day, it's not your money anyway. You're going to give it back to them because they have a really good credit. I hope that makes sense to you. It's another way for you to fill your vacants without affecting your bottom line. Other things you can do, if there's all kinds of tips and tricks out there, you can offer free storage units, free credit screening, and you could do it for a certain amount of time. For the first 6 months, you have free storage unit. Because some of us pay for parking separate, but now you're starting to understand you can grab a hold of those things and use them as an incentive, also known as a, what? Anybody? What does fair housing call it? A concession, okay? Concessions can come in many shapes, sizes, forms. There's all ways that we did concessions. If you want to offer a month of rent for free, my opinion to you is this: don't offer them the first month's rent free. Offer them the 6th month of rent for free, under the precedence that they pay their rent on time for 6 months. 12th month rent is free as long as 11 months of rent are paid timely. You could also do an incentive like this, which would not affect your baseline for rent control. $300 off the first 6 months of rent. So now, instead of giving a month free, you're still giving a month free, but you're giving it that way. Make sense? When you're offering incentives, I need you guys to be thinking better than your competition. And if you guys want to know what your competition is, get on apartments.com, get on Zillow, type in your address, see what's around you, compare apples for apples, okay? You can't get market rent if your property hasn't been upgraded since the 1960s. Now think of the cabinets in there, think of the countertops, think of the flooring, think of 1960s light fixtures, okay? Think of all of that. And you want to get market rent. What are you offering that the competition is offering, and how is that measuring up so that it matches? If you want the big boys' money, you got to offer what the big boys are offering. Ah, see how that works? Okay. So now you know how to go look and see what your market rent is, but don't compare just what's out there in the highest rent. That's not fair to you. You got to do for what's like for like. You got to go through the pictures and see what they're offering and read the description and see what amenities they have. Are they offering free Wi-Fi? I mean, what are the amenities that they're offering for the community? Okay, that's very important when you're putting together your advertising proposal. We're going to be talking a lot about advertising. We're going to be talking a lot about screening in the upcoming months because it's going to be, how do I say this without just saying, I'm seeing a change in the industry that alerts me to a change in the market potentially. That's all. Okay. I'm not saying the sky's falling, but I'm starting to see trends in the industry. Corporate America was functioning. Rentometer can check rents. Thank you, Arlene. I want to see what comes about with this and how this goes. But adjust your rents, adjust your amenities. And when you're lowering rents, let me help you real quick, okay? We all have it in our head to lower it $100, right? I was asking for $13.95. Now I'm going to ask for $12.95. What are you doing? Hello? Is anybody in there? What are you doing? Lower it by $15. Lower it by $25. Everybody else's rents are set at $95. And I know you know what I'm talking about. Everybody else's rent. So at yours set at $65 looks so much better than everyone else's. So does $85. So does $75. You understand? So if you're at $13.95, $23.95, I'm telling you to come down $15, $25. Don't be so quick to drop in $100 unless your apples for apples aren't comparing. Make sense? I learned over the course of my career that corporate America, oh, just drop it $100, just drop it $100. That's what corporate America does. And I come in there and go, no. Let's only drop it $15 and see what happens. Because now I'm under everybody else. Hello. And then let me give you an example of something that worked great for me, okay? And it just happened with me, me of all people, okay? When we say we're giving a discount or we're looking for something on sale, it's a marketing thing. We all use it. Corporate America uses it. It works. I can prove it. Landlord comes to me and says, Patty, I want to rent my house for $2,400. Okay, but why not just rent it for $23.95? It sounds so much better. Well, not to me, it doesn't. I want $2,400. But if you were on the buying end of that, $23.95 sounds so much better, and it's $5. Oh, yes, that happens to all of us. But where it doesn't happen is when we're setting the price. What are you guys doing? I'm here to teach you how to manage. Remember? Manage the property. So we don't want to lower it $100 and do what everybody else is doing and keep that 95 at the end. Make that 75 at the end. And you're only lowering it a very small amount, not $100, and you're less than the competition, so you're going to attract attention that way. Okay? Be a weird number. It's going to attract attention. Everybody's 95. Why not be 89? It's $6. I hope this is clicking, okay? It cracked me up when I had an owner. No, $2,400 sounds so much better to me. Yeah, but we're talking about $5, sir. Oh, I get it now. Yeah, other side of the fence, right? We need to be cautious with what's going on with this. And the reason that I'm saying this is corporate America usually sits at a waiting list. On the current market, there is no waiting list unless you're on hold on. Tax credit or low-income housing still has waiting lists. That's it. Corporate America runs usually at a 3 to 5% vacancy rate and is usually where they want to be. They're currently running at about 8 to 10% vacancy rate. So what does that tell you? We're seeing more and more vacant units. Don't panic, okay? We're not corporate America. We don't have to worry about their vacant units. Corporate America can function under 40% vacancy. They can break even under 30% vacancy. 30%. Those property managers don't get paid a bonus if they're over 10% of vacancy. That's part of their bonus structure. So those managers work really hard to fill their vacants so that they get a bonus. Okay? You're going to start seeing some very interesting incentives out there. Some concessions, okay? We're already seeing they're giving away a month of rent. They're giving away a month of rent. You're going to have to outmaneuver corporate America to grab that tenant when things start getting an eye for an eye, okay? It's easier for them to lower rents. It's easier for them to offer incentives, free credit screening, you name it. They do it all. Free storage for 6 months. They do all kinds of things. If you have a good tenant, keep them. If you guys do a rent increase, and I'm going to give you an example. You do a 10% rent increase, and I'm just throwing out numbers. Don't shoot me in the foot, okay? And this works a lot in little mom and pop management companies, okay? Here to help you. Pay attention, okay? A lot of times when we do a rent increase, the immediate thing that the tenant says is, I can't afford this increase. I'm going to be having to move out. I can't afford this. If you really think that they're actually going to consider moving out, and they're not just running their mouth, okay? You have the opportunity to come back and say, oh, well, I don't want you to move. You've been a really good tenant. I may be able to do a lower increase and keep you here, but I'm still going to have to do an increase. My expenses have gone up. So let me go back to the drawing board, see what kind of an increase I can come up with, and maybe we can work this out. What am I doing? I am negotiating a rent increase for a lower amount to keep the tenant in place so I don't have to flip and deal with a vacant. They're expensive. Oh, wait a minute, Patty. Are you telling me that if my maximum rent increase is 4% and I go to the tenant and I'm raising their rent 4% and they tell me they're going to move and I don't want to lose them as a tenant? Because I don't want to have to do paint and carpet and all the stuff that's going to come with bringing that up to the industry standards so I can get market rent. I can just offer them 2% instead and keep them there. If they'll say yes. I always offer the full amount of the increase first. And if they balk, I'll negotiate for a lower amount. If I'm at 10, maybe I'll do 8, maybe I'll do 7, maybe I'll do 6. Remember, just negotiate. Lower it to 8%. If they still won't bite, lower it to 6. Play the game. And then say, I absolutely can't lower it more than 5%. I can't go any lower than that. It affects my bottom line. And if you're making money the entire time anyway, you are now managing your investment. That's how you do that. Rather than completely annihilate and remove the increase at all, you still need to do something so that you stay in a position of power and control. Even though you're willing to negotiate, if you remove it in its entirety, you just set the standard for that tenant to steamwall you every time you serve an increase. Oh, But if I still do the increase just at a lower amount, am I still in control? Okay, so that's how you manage your property. I always do the highest increase. And people go, Patty, I never do that. I always do like, you know, if I can do 10%, I do 5. You know, my tenants are great. They're this. Okay, then you can do that. But you could be selling yourself short. If you do 5 because they're a great tenant, next time do 6. Stop selling yourself short. Do 7. Give yourself a little bit more. You deserve it, I promise. Okay? And in the event they balk or they're going to vacate or they're like, I'm going to give you a 30-day notice. I got to get out of here. I can't afford this. That's when you go negotiate. That's when you put on your manager hat and you start managing your investment to keep them in place. Sometimes we manage our investment to get them out. It depends on what's going on. But considering the state of the current economy and what we're looking at, I don't want anybody to have a vacant right now. I don't want anybody to be looking at vacants. I want you to fill your vacants with good quality applicants right now, even if you're taking a hit at less than market rent. Why is Patty saying that? Because I got a feeling market rent is going to start going this direction, not this one. Market rent's been doing this for a long time, and now I think it's going to start doing this, going down. Okay? Buckle up. We'll play it as we see it, and we'll go from there. Anybody have questions? Things I can address for you today? Problems at hand? Nothing? Silence? I got my Roadrunner gals on here, and they always got something going on. Nothing?
Patty, the fair
Oh,
market rent rates have gone up. You know, they used to be 22 for the 2-bedroom. It's now 25.44. The 1-bedroom is 2006.
Oh, what you're telling me is Larso's market rents have been adjusted?
I don't know if it's Larso. It's prior to doing the amount that they have to be in
Over threshold. Threshold rents have
yeah.
changed.
Yeah,
When you get a minute, Arlene, will you send me the new changes?
that's all I have. I just know for 1 and 2-bedroom.
Okay, so a 1-bedroom is how much?
2006, and the 2-bedroom was 25.44. It used to be like 22, I think.
2 bedrooms, 25.44?
Mm-hmm.
Patty,
Yes, you guys are laughing at me. I'm looking for a pin because if I write down 25.44 2-bedroom, it'll stay in my photographic memory. So hang on, let me do me really quick, you guys. I know it sounds funny, but it'll only help all of you later, trust me. Two
Patty,
bed, hold on, 2-bed, and this is threshold, ESHOLD, and 2-bed is 25.44, correct?
Yeah, and the 1-bedroom is 2006.
I just want to keep one number in my head, and since the average is a 2-bedroom, I'm just gonna remember that number and not try to keep anything else in my blonde brain. Oh, okay. Somebody else was asking a question. What do we got?
Patty, for 1-bedroom is 2081, not $2006. The rest are
2081 for a 1-bedroom?
yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep a 2-bedroom. I got a lot of stuff I gotta memorize in my brain. You guys know that I don't have a notebook in front of me that's telling me all the civil codes and things like that when I'm talking to you guys. It's coming right out of here. So with that said, if I write something down and I look at it for a while, it'll just stay in my brain until I remove it. So thank you for the number. 25.44 for a 2-bedroom, threshold rent, City of LA. Got it. A 1-bedroom's less than that. All right, what else we got?
Patty, I have a question. If I'm exempt from 1482, and this is the city of San Bernardino, and the tenants have been there less than 12 months, I technically don't have to give a reason for eviction. Like if I wanted them to move out, if it wasn't working out, I can just give them, I guess, a 30-day notice.
Let me help you, okay, sweetie?
Mm-hmm.
And nobody else listen to this, please, because she has a property in San Bernardino County, which has no restrictions except for mobile homes in the city of Palm Springs, as far as rent control goes. And she's exempt from state rent control, okay? So with what I'm telling you, here's your rule, all right? Sorry, somebody tried to call me. At least I sent them a voicemail. All right, here's your rule. Owner wants the house back is the reason, nothing else. I don't care if they're a jerk, they didn't pay their rent on time. If you tell them a reason why, you give them an argument in litigation in court later. So stop doing it. How are they going to argue with the owner wants their house back?
So
If
then
you're
am
not-
I
If you're
allowed
not
to?
governed by anything, that's your cause always. Okay?
Okay.
Always. Because it leaves no room for argument. If you want a family member to move in, they're going to grab a hold of the family member law and use that to argue with you. Even though it doesn't apply. Okay? They're looking for the fight. Owner wants the house back. There's no fight. Maybe you want to sell. Maybe you want to move in. Whatever you want to do, it's none of their business because you're not governed by rent control. Got it? So your rule goes like this. Owner wants the house back is your cause always for that particular property, no matter what you're doing. Unless you're selling with them in it. Different set of facts, okay? And your rule goes like this. 12 months or less is a 30-day notice to vacate. More than 12 months. So 12 months, 1 day, or 12 months. Okay? Less than a year, 30-day notice. 1 year or longer, 60-day notice. Got it?
Okay.
That's your rule, Julia. It's that
Okay.
simple.
Okay, great. Thank you. And then, but am I allowed to re-rent it once they move out?
You're not governed by anything,
Okay.
by anyone other than the law. In other words, statewide rent control doesn't apply to you.
Okay.
So the 8.3%, or I'm sorry, 9.3% that's allowed in San Bernardino County currently under the Tenant Protection Act doesn't apply to you. You're exempt, okay?
Okay, got it.
Here,
Thank you.
let me say it this way. Go back to times before COVID. Remember how we did business? Do it that way.
Okay,
I know
got
it's
it.
way too easy and you're thinking, no, something's going to come at me. No, in some areas it is that easy. And for all of you that are dealing with places that aren't that easy, pay attention. Okay? San Bernardino County only has rent control in the city of Palm Springs for mobile home parks. Period. End of report. That has been in place since the 70s. I think it's because all the movie stars went to Palm Springs, right? To get away from Hollywood. So I think, and I don't know this, but I think a bunch of people moved out there and lived in the mobile homes and mobile home parks so they could see a movie star. And then there was so many of them, they implemented rent control. Make sense? That's the only thing I can think of. I don't see that now, but we don't have movie stars going to Palm Springs like we used to. Make sense? So San Bernardino County rent control, and I'm not talking about the Tenant Protection Act. That is statewide, okay? So if you're exempt from that because it's single family residence, you hold title individually, blah, 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 you could be exempt from all rent control. Julia happens to be exempt from all rent control, all rent control. Oh, and just for the record, Riverside County has no rent control restrictions at all, except for the state law. the TPA, okay? So in the event you're in a county or a city that restricts you from doing business the way you want to do business, you may want to continue on in this industry in an area that allows you to do business the way you want to do business. What is Patty saying? If you're in a city that has restrictions that are so restrictive, you can't be lucrative at your business, you have the capability, if it's an investment property and not your primary residence, to do a 1031 tax exchange and reinvest in a city that doesn't have those restrictions. It can even be in another state. Oh, okay. All right, you guys don't freak out about what I'm telling Julia, what I'm telling Julia's goal, but she has a property in San Bernardino and she's not governed by anything except the law.
But Patty, on that note, didn't you have to serve them if they weren't served the 1482 paperwork, like for my other San Bernardino properties where I didn't serve that. Yeah.
They have to be served that disclosure. If you didn't disclose, you didn't do your job.
Okay. Yeah. For my other ones, they weren't, but this one's brand spanking new. I did check mark it off. So I guess I'm good.
Good girl. And for your other ones, if they're on a month to month, you may want to consider doing a 30-day notice to change of terms of tenancy. And the term that you're changing would be the AB 1482 exemption.
Oh, got it. Okay. I didn't know I could do that. Okay. Thank you.
Like the words may and I'm trying to be careful. You guys, I don't give legal advice. I give management advice. And if it was my property, I would be serving all of my tenants that were not in a 1-year term, a 30-day notice to change of terms of tenancy, letting them know that that property is not subject to statewide rent control. I don't want to pay relocation fees and I don't want to be capped at how much I can increase rent. And if I just found out about this law and you're now in a term where you're on a month to month, now is when I'm going to notify you. Remember this law on statewide rent control. You guys want to know something funny? You know when it passed? January 1st, 2020. Do you know when we had to disclose to our tenants that were in possession if they were exempt or not? By July 1st of 2020. If you, an owner, are unknowledgeable about something, does that make you guilty? Not necessarily. It gives your attorney a point to argue. Huh. Your intent was to notify him, but if you didn't realize until just now that you had to disclose, then just now is when you're going to disclose. Hope that makes sense. Again, I don't give legal advice, just property management advice. You guys don't want to be connected to the state law if you're exempt from it. You don't want to be connected to the state law if you are exempt from it. I've had conversations with many attorneys. You guys know I know a plethora of them. Honestly, I really do. More than 30 by name? I'd go with that statement. More than 30 by name. Okay. More than 30 by name. Yeah, that's pretty bad. It'll be on. I'll put it on replay for you, Miriam. Send me an email asking me that you want to re-see it, and I'll have my web guy send you a replay for the first half. I'm going to go to our written stuff. Hang on. real quick. Is there any form we can fill out for giving concession or incentives? Is there a form we fill out? No, yes, there is a form you fill out for offering incentives or concessions. It's in your advertising, okay? That's the form you fill out. It's in your advertising. And the other place you have to put concessions is in your rental contract. Okay? You have to write an addendum for the incentive. 6 months rent is to be given to the tenant free and issued as a credit in the event that they pay the previous 6 months rent timely. So it just has to be written out. And do me a favor, once you guys write something like that to put in a lease contract, text it to me. Just text me the verbiage. Text me the verbiage and let me look at it. Because you might be missing something you need to add. Make sense? Let me be your second set of eyes. That's why I'm here. Okay? So if you're putting a concession in a lease contract or on an addendum, please do me the favor of helping you to the best of my ability. Send it to me. Let me look at it. Maybe you forgot something. Question, San Bernardino City, I have an owner with 2 units on a lot in the back of his house. Both tenants have parking spaces and their vehicles are mentioned on the lease agreement. We started eviction in one of the units and now the tenant is bringing people in and we have unauthorized vehicles in the parking spaces. It's okay for the owner to tow those cars? Stop right there. Do you have a tow away zone sign posted at your in your parking garage with the name of the tow truck company? So here's what I'm going to tell you. If you're going to start towing vehicles for violations of the lease, that's fine because it's lease violation. But know this as a fact. Okay? The law regarding towing a vehicle can change by every 10-mile radius. What, Patty? What? How in that? So here's what I have to tell you. Call a tow truck company in your area, okay? That's going to cover you. Have them come out to the property. Allow them to put up their signs that have their phone number on them that people are going to call if they get towed, okay? And then when you have a vehicle that needs to be towed, tell them to come out and post the vehicle, post the notice, okay? Let them post the notice on the vehicle. Let them follow that. That way you hired a professional and the professional did the work. If they didn't do the work properly according with the law, the lawsuit is with the tenant and them, not with you. Got it? Got it? I advise the owner to hang new signs showing a towing company number that we would use to tow the cars. Okay, I hope that painted the picture for you all the way around. Okay, Belsie? Yes, widget@widgetsway.com. That is my email. I love the idea of concession incentives. Hang on, I lost myself. Hang on. Where'd I go? Where'd I go? Jesus, I lost myself. Hang on, it happens. I missed what you were saying about Prop 34. They say yes only on 3 propositions. Explain why. Very short version. They say yes to Prop 3, yes to Prop 34, and yes to Prop 36. Tony, I don't know what Prop 3 is. I don't know what Prop 36 is. I know what Prop 34 is. My focus is on 33 and 34. And you know what? God love you to come up with a scenario that helps us because we're trying to think of a catchy jingle to remember No on 33, yes on 34. But I like your way. It's easy to remember yes on 3, 34, and 36. Okay, I'm gonna screenshot that because I'm trying to get together with a lot of people to figure this out. It's the first half. I love the idea of concession incentives. How about the Section 8 applicants? Can they have the same concession incentives? Yes, absolutely. They can have the same concessions, but you're gonna have to do it differently. Does that make sense? You're gonna have to find a different concession for them.
So you mean, Patty, so I have a different concession only for the Section 8 applicants?
Well, let me think about this, okay? Let me think about this. Can you have a special that you're just giving one demographic? The answer to that is no. So for Section 8, you know what I would do? Because none of that is going to affect them at all whatsoever. None of it. Not even lowering the deposit because they don't pay that. Section 8 does, right? So for Section 8, I might do something different like waive screening fees. In other words, free credit screening. When I offer a free credit screening report, there's some things that I require upfront in order to get a free credit report. Okay. Sometimes I may say that the client needs to come into the office to get that free credit report. Because you know what we do? Back in the day, we used to make them sign up on myfreecreditscore.com, and they'd have to answer personal questions that I would have no information about. And they answer that, and then there's their free credit report. And now I'm looking at a free credit report. Makes sense? Oh, creative marketing, Patty. It's not going to give you a FICO score. It's going to give you a credit report. That's the difference. I'm trying to think of other things that we offered. And I got to be careful because we do free pet rent, and you guys can't do pet rent anymore. Pet rent, things like that. So storage fees you could waive, parking you could waive. You could even, if you don't unbundle parking and it's included in the rent, use that, okay, as an amenity. Parking included. I mean, that's huge. Garage included. If you separate it, don't do that. Okay. So anything that you would charge extra for, you can use as an incentive. That's the easiest way that I could explain it to you. You could also pay for an amenity at an apartment community. Like, here, check this out, okay? So I have an apartment community. It's a small community. It is literally 20 doors, okay? Was supposed to be a townhome thing. That didn't work out. It got converted into single family residences. That didn't work out. It got sold as an apartment complex. Bingo, okay? So got a 20 unit apartment complex. And I'm offering interesting incentives, okay? Free credit screening, free storage, parking included. I'm giving you guys examples of things that I would do, okay? It's a 20 unit complex. I have to pay for Wi-Fi for the leasing office. I have to pay for internet, okay? So now I include it. I have to pay for it anyway. It has to go into the leasing office. I have to have internet there so she can get on the computer. She can send me emails. We can communicate. I can get documents. I have to pay for her to have Wi-Fi. It's only a 20 unit community. If I give everybody the Wi-Fi username and password, then I'm now providing free Wi-Fi. I didn't say how good or strong the signal was. And quite frankly, it's an amenity I'm offering. I'm going to teach you guys something new. I could actually go get one. I know where one is. I actually should. One moment, please. Somebody sing a song or start talking. We're on commercial break, okay? Give me one moment. Nobody singing? Nobody did Calgon Take Me Away? Nothing? Man, did I just age myself or what? Oh, here's Tony. La la la. I'm sorry, I like anger management. It's a good movie. All right, so here's a fun fact. Patty's gonna teach you, okay? A cheap, easy way to put lipstick on the pig. And what I mean by that is, look at somebody go into the fair and they're gonna auction their pig off, okay? And there's probably 50 pigs that are gonna get auctioned off. Only one little girl takes a scarf with sunflowers on it and ties it around the pig's neck and puts a straw hat on him. Her pig's gonna sell for more money because she put lipstick on her pig. Make sense? Now, we're not at the fair and the pig is your house, okay? I'm putting lipstick on the pig. How do I do a cheap, easy upgrade that's not gonna break the bank? It's going to get me more return on my investment. It's going to help get my house rented faster. You guys ready to see this? Because it's so ridiculously stupid. They're 20 bucks, okay? 20 bucks. And if you put 3 of them in your property, and I'll tell you where, the dining area, probably, the master bedroom, most definitely. Where do you charge your cell phone? Where do you charge your tablet? You need to put, and let me see if this will show up on the screen. I don't know. Those, you guys see them? This is an electrical outlet. You guys see them. You have them all over your house. Has a plug at the top, a plug at the bottom. Wait, what are these 2 slots here, Patty? Those are USB connectors. So that your tenant can walk into the bar at the kitchen counter and plug in their phone charger right there. Right there. 20 bucks. Buy 3 of them for each one of your properties and add it as an upgrade.
Patty, are they GFI?
You can get them GFI also, but these are not. So I wouldn't put them in the bathroom or by the kitchen sink. Okay? But in your master bedroom, I mean, I don't know about you guys. I charge my phone while I'm sleeping at night. Everybody's different. I also have another phone charger in my office area, one of those outlets, so that I can charge my phone in the middle of a webinar in case it didn't charge during the night. You know, hey. So think that way of what makes the most sense to you for what you do, because I hate to tell you this, you guys, humans are creatures of habit. Okay? So for me, if one of these is in the bedroom, the living room, and the kitchen area, and I mean the kitchen more like the dining room, I don't know, where do you charge your cell phone? I'm just saying, okay? So think with that mentality of where I would spread them throughout. And when I say the kitchen, I mean the dining area, not next to the garbage disposal by the sink. Nobody charges their phone next to the sink where there's all that water. But they may charge it on the bar at the other end of the kitchen. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? So just think about that. It's a cheap, easy way to do some upgrades to your property that won't break the bank. And then you could say USB outlets installed. USB outlet upgrades. You didn't say throughout, and you don't want to put them throughout at 20 bucks a whack. That's expensive. But you understand what I'm telling you, right? Okay. And then know if you get these, I'm trying, you guys, sorry. If you get these outlets, there's a different kind of outlet cover that comes for them. You need that different cover. It is just a big giant rectangle with a hole, and I know you can't see, damn it. There you go, with this whole part cut out instead of the 2 holes. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, you do, don't you? The switch plate cover, the electrical outlet cover. This type of outlet takes a different cover that just goes all the way around instead of the 2 holes. And where the center is, this center is the USB. So hope that makes sense to you, but it's a cheap, easy way to upgrade your property without spending a lot of money.
And Home Depot now has a 6-pack in white for $69.97 for 6 of them.
Oh,
So it's even
so
less.
$10 a piece instead of $20 a piece. Okay.
And they come in different colors too.
Right. But what I'm saying is it's a great, easy way for you to do an upgrade, and it gets you closer to getting that market rent rate without breaking the bank. Other things that you can do. If you're not going to put window coverings throughout the house, at least do the windows on the front of the street. The reason that I'm saying that is, think about if your wife, your daughter, was changing in that bedroom. You're not putting on a peep show for the neighbors. So if you don't have window coverings, your house isn't going to rent very easily, because that's an expense the tenant has to incur. Put window coverings on, even if you just go put in blinds. Go put in blinds, do something simple and easy, but provide them that sense, because if you don't have window coverings on, a tenant is less likely to take that unit, because that's a huge expense to put window coverings and drapes. And most of the time, in all fairness, they don't. They nail up blankets and towels, right? Right? We don't like that, but we're not doing anything to stop it. Yes, we are. Put up window coverings, put up blinds, put up curtains. Go buy cheap curtains. Do you guys know how cheap you can buy panels for curtains on the internet? Okay? It's not expensive. Not expensive. If you can do one slider for less than $50 for the whole slider, you're winning. You're getting closer to market rent by not breaking the bank. Other things that you can do, and you guys will laugh at this, okay? Make sure that the house smells good. I know this sounds stupid, and you guys are like, yeah, but I don't like scented things. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. Go buy 4 or 5 Febreze things or Glade scentable plug-in things, okay? So they're everywhere. And put them in that unit and turn them on. Clean linen is a neutral scent that people don't get offended by. Cinnamon is bad, okay? Some people are severely affected by cinnamon and they don't want it. So just do something that has a clean, crisp scent, like clean laundry, clean cotton. You guys get what I'm saying? So that you're not putting a scent like cinnamon in there. Don't use cinnamon, it's bad. People that are susceptible to it are extremely susceptible to it, and they will walk out the front door as quick as they walked into it. Other things you can do to make it look more homely is, when people are coming in to view the property, there are 2 things that are going to happen, whether you want them to or not. They will use the restroom. They will wash their hands at the kitchen sink, okay? So don't stage a vacant unit with a bunch of furniture. If you can't move in and move out your staging in less than an hour, you're doing it wrong. Got it? So when I stage a unit, this is what Patty does. And I'm going to use some examples that I know don't work anymore because we no longer have the 99-cent store. But we do have Dollar Tree, and you do understand the concept as I go down the road. So if I say the wrong store, forgive me, I'm blonde. I know that they made changes. Now we have other stores, but just work with me, okay? Other ways to upgrade. Do your lighting. Upgrade your lighting over the dining room and in the master bathroom. Got it? That is 2 places you could update lighting. In other words, if you have the lights over the kitchen bar that hang and then they have the bulb and they're real modern and looking and upgrade that. It's not very expensive. Upgrade to that and bring that high dollar rent into your unit by changing your light fixtures, okay? So now we're doing window coverings. We have these fancy smancy outlets and we're doing other things to bring things into our property. We also need to trigger that endorphin in a female's brain, okay, that makes them start placing their own furniture. Ah, how do we do that, Patty? How do we trigger that? We make it smell good. Females are repulsed to things that don't smell clean or smell good. So clean smelling is going to trigger that endorphin. And if, follow me, you do this, it'll start the visual in a woman's brain and it'll trigger that and start making that start firing off. And before you know it, she could be placing furniture. Okay, this is how you figure that out. Okay, you want it to smell good, number 1. You want it to be airy and not stuffy. That's very important. So if you get there ahead of time and open the windows and let some fresh breeze come through, perfect. Okay. The other thing that you can do aside from lighting and our electrical outlets and things of that nature is if you are providing a refrigerator in the unit, I suggest that you keep some cold drinks in there. When you go on tour in corporate America and you're renting an apartment, they take you to a model unit that's full of furnishings and they open the refrigerator and offer you a cold beverage. Do the same thing, okay? Customer service is what we do, right? Would you like a cold drink? I have cold water in the fridge. Would you like one? I mean, it's a great gesture, especially if it's warm outside, okay? Some of them have snacks and little packages of gummies and fruit snacks and things like that for the kids that come, okay? These are all things you can do to help get your vacant rented. And here's how you stage it, okay? No furniture. Want me to say that again? No furniture. How does Patty stage a vacant unit? I go to the kitchen counter, the bar area. If there's a breakfast nook, okay? Follow along. Okay? I am going to go to the 99-cent store and I am going to be bougie. I'm going to do some coloring. So I'm going to get a placemat, no silverware. I'm going to get a napkin and a napkin ring, and I'm going to get 2 plates and a bowl. And I'm going to visually stage a pop of color there that sets the idea of this is where you could dine, or these are colors you could implement. And what that does in the female's brain is they go, oh, that's all in red, but I would do it all in blue. And then I would put my dinette, what it does is it starts triggering a female's brain on how they would make this unit work for them, okay? So you're gonna set up a placemat with 2 plates, big plate, a little plate, a bowl, and then the napkin ring and the napkin. And it's just gonna look like an idea of a breakfast nook. There's no silverware. We don't need that, okay? 2 place settings. Maybe we have a plastic cup, you know, one that looks like a wine glass. You guys are starting to get the idea. So I'm just setting up 2 place settings to give an idea. And I'm setting them up not with stuff that doesn't match. I'm being aesthetically pleasing. Okay, so for gentlemen out there that don't know what I'm talking about, find a lady friend, take you out there and buy you something that looks pretty when you set it up. Okay, you want it to look pretty. So in your kitchen, you want a pump bottle of hand soap and a roll of paper towels. Okay, your kitchen is now staged, and that idea of color that you planted is going to start working in your favor. The other thing you need to do is put a roll of paper towels, a roll of a thing of hand soap in the restrooms. They are going to use them. Make sure there's toilet paper in them and the bathrooms are clean. The other thing that I do in the bathrooms is I put a nice fake floral arrangement on the counter or something of the like. If you put up real hand towels as a display, they will use them. So if you don't want them used, don't put up real hand towels, okay? I speak from experience. Also, if your restroom requires a shower curtain, I strongly suggest and highly recommend that you put one in and leave it pulled back so they can see that the tub is clean. But a shower curtain helps that aesthetic and that design thing in a woman's brain to start triggering. Because she's either going to say, oh, that's the ugliest shower curtain. I would do something totally different. And she's going to start. And that's what you want. You want that gear spinning, okay? I'm sorry. Let me go back and look at the chat because I use virtual staging and it really helps. Yes, it does, Arlene. It really does. But when they come to see the property in person, you want to continue and have that assistance, okay? And that's how you do it. So Patty stage, I always say, yeah, I'm staging a vacant today. And people go, oh God. If it takes you longer than an hour to set it up or break it down, you're doing it wrong.
What about baking cookies?
You can do that. Can I tell you a funny story? Had a real estate agent that baked cookies while that was going on, got a phone call and burned them. And now the house smells like burnt cookies. So you can bake cookies, but now you're talking about having the gas on. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes we don't have that utility on specifically, especially in a vacant. So there's different things you can do. I'm just trying to give you guys ideas, suggestions, ways to beat out corporate America. Because let's face it, we want their tenant, right? We want their tenant. So we need to be aware of what they're offering so we can do better. I highly suggest you guys secret shop your own neighborhood. See what they're doing in your area. And the reason I keep going back to corporate America is you can find an apartment for rent in any city. Go on apartments.com. And now you're looking at an apartment, not a house. Sometimes in the market, houses are less expensive than apartments. Sometimes they're more. It just depends. But that's a great way for you guys to go get what you need as far as that goes. Semi-catchy jingle. Okay, G. Jones, I'm counting on you here. The digits in the number 33 have double threes in school. We were taught not to do a double negative. So since 33 has double threes, no double negative on 33. I like it. I like it. I like it. The biggest thing is no on 33, yes on 34. Because we want to stop them forever. All right, it seems like we're up on the hour. I don't mean to take your guys' lunch. I will be golfing at Agla's golf event on the 10th, I believe it is. And I think it's at the Burbank Country Club. No, maybe I might have that wrong. It's with a B. It's with a B, so I want to say Burbank, but I could be wrong. Anyway, if you guys are attending that, I will see you there because I will be there with bells on. And then I will see you guys all on the 24th at PRC if you want to come out to Carson and have lunch with me. And we're going to talk about how to prepare yourself for court, just because I think that is such a big topic right now. With everything that's going on, I think that would be a topic that would bring people in because a lot of people are going through nasty court battles right now. So that's what we're going to do. Prepare yourself for court. It is live and in person. If you guys haven't been to a PRC lunch, go. I could tell you this, you're going to eat good. Usually they cater in Olive Garden. I'm just saying. So if you've never been to a PRC lunch with me before, it's great because you get to pick my brain. You get fed good lunch, and they always have really good raffles.
Patty, what's PRC?
PRC is a restoration company in Carson. I am affiliated with them because I do a lot of training with them and for them. Does that make sense? So let me explain something to you guys if you didn't know. Hi, my name's Patty. I'm a lead-based paint certified renovator from the Environmental Protection Agency. Patty, why would you do that? Because if I want to manage a property that has lead-based paint, I need to know what the rules are so I don't get me or my landlord sued. Okay, so I became a lead-based paint certified renovator with the Environmental Protection Agency so that when I talk to you guys, I can protect your asset. Make sense? So remind me what we were talking about because I just saw a message and it messed me up. What were we talking about?
PRC, Mina.
PRC is a
PRC.
restoration company. They are like your Serve Pro. Fire, flood, death in a unit, natural disaster. Okay, that is what they go do. And for you, they give free estimates. For you, my Widgets Way members, they have a 1 hour response time. So in the event your tenant calls you and says, we had a fire, you're going to call them, not your insurance company. And you're going to let them talk to your insurance company so that you don't say the wrong thing and get your claim denied. Okay. I use PRC because I have helped train their workmen not to talk to the tenant. You don't work for the tenant doesn't sign your paycheck. You be nice to the tenant, you speak nicely to the tenant, you report to the landlord. The tenant gets their information from the landlord, not from you. And that's how they were trained. So when I tell you guys to use PRC as your restoration company, I'm telling you that because I've already trained them on what they should be doing, what they can't be doing, and how they should never disclose information to a tenant. Okay, so it's in Carson. It's at PRC Restoration Company. I believe they do the retrofitting. Yes, I will find out for sure. They have structural engineers. They can pack out a fire.
What's the date?
The date, let me look. Hang on. I'm not real good at this, so bear with me.
And how do we sign up?
Hang on. It's coming. You guys, I made this up today. It's going to be on the 24th at 10 o'clock. And you're going to get an email from me and it's going to tell you how to sign up. I promise. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank
No
you.
problem. No problem. I want to see all you guys there. You better be there. All right. I had to go back and look. I apologize. I saw something else. Hold on. What was that? Chat. Are you doing an event in Rancho Cucamonga? I was going to do one in Rancho, but they're closing that location. So we're actually going to try to do an event in Ontario instead. So I'm still going out to that area. If you can find me a hotel conference room, or if someone has an apartment community and in that community they have a huge rec room that they can set up with chairs, let me know. If you want your apartment community to host one of Widgets Way's events, we'd love to do that. So if you guys can think of a venue out there in that area, I'd be more than happy to entertain it. So yes, Julia, please get on that for me. Find me a venue for 60 people with lunch. I mean, I've done Dave and Buster's before. I could do that again, but you get what I mean. Find me a venue, baby. All right. Anybody else have anything? Lots going on in the near future. We're going to see a lot of stuff going on in the month of October as far as these assembly bills and Senate bills go. Lots of legislation going on. We'll go from there, but I will see you guys next week. And I will also be at AGLA. And I think, hold on a second. I think our Wednesday with Widget is going to be affected next week because of the golf tournament, but I could be wrong. Let me look. Oh no, it's on Thursday, the 10th. So we're going to be good. So we will be back here Wednesday next week, you guys. I will see you then. Have a great day.
Are you having
Everybody?
the evening meeting tonight?
No, actually we're going to do that at the end of October.
Wonderful. Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks, Patty.
No problem. Thanks, everybody. Miriam, I've been thinking about your eviction scenario, and I'll tell you this. I still don't have the answers. And sometimes it takes me a while to come up with a scenario or an angle to come at or an approach. And I'll get there, but I just, it's too risky on all the fences, you know? I'd love to just tell her, hey, you stole the refrigerator, get out. But I can't do that, not in this one.
Okay.
You got too many moving pieces. And everywhere I look, I don't like what's looming over me. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I don't want to go poke her in the eye and have her chop off both your legs. So I'm trying to be extremely cautious in planning an approach for you that works. And you may want to go right back to considering cash for keys and see if you can't come up with an agreement with her along those lines. And there's a great attorney that works for Agla that's doing them now. She doesn't do evictions. She only does cash for keys. Her name is Sasha Struthers, and she's in with Agla. I believe she's on their board of directors. She's amazing. She's like, I'm not even trying to mess with evictions. Why do I say she's amazing? Because she's an attorney that makes sense to me. She's not trying to take you through an eviction and go through an eviction and a jury trial and all of that. She just wants to go make an agreement with your tenant for cash for keys that's in compliance with the law and be done with the problem. I'm on her bandwagon, no joke. The legal system is broken. It sucks. It is a money suck and a time suck for you. So I want to avoid it because I don't want to do an eviction. I need to avoid it.
So we
Okay.
can get a hold of her through Agla?
Agla,
If-
Aagla. Her name
Yes.
is Sasha Struthers. Struthers?
Brothers. Okay.
Hold on. If you guys all bear with me really quickly, because she emailed me about a document asking me if it was right. Hang on. Sasha. I'm just going to do S-A-C-H. Wrong Sasha. Hold on. Let me do S-T-R. Sasha Struthers. Hang on. I got her email right here, you guys. Help me regarding a dead person. Sorry, this is our communication. Okay, you ready? Her cell phone number is 323-982-8825. And you tell her Patty Widget sent you because she'll give you a better deal that way in the event she does a cash for keys for you. And it's Struthers Legal, APC, landlord tenant. She's a licensed attorney. It looks like she has her DRE number. Why?
What does she charge? Like,
I can't answer that. I have no idea. I'm being honest with you guys. I don't. I have no idea. And all I know is, man, I got some people I'd like to cash for keys out of my life. Just like not involved in this industry at all. I mean, in my life. Go away. All right, you guys. What is your phone number? 855-WIDGET-5. $855-WIDGET-5 is my number. All right, you guys, if anybody needs anything else, reach out to me. Let me know. I will be back here next Wednesday. I will see you next Thursday on the golf course. If you're paying to play golf with me, don't. Pay to pick my brain because I don't golf. Fair warning, full disclosure, you ain't gonna win if you're on my team, but you will win with a day full of knowledge and information. So feel free to come play golf with me and pick my brain all day long. And laugh at me when I hit the ground instead of the ball because I'm not very good at it.
You
All
and I
right, bye
both.
everybody. Have a great week.
Bye. Have a nice weekend.
Bye.